Labvakar visiem. Man prieks redzēt tos, kas atgūsties pēc jaunākās studēšanas un aizbraukuši lepot. Cerams, ka nākošais viņi būs vēl vairāk. Nākošais mums arī patiesībā nākošajā meetupā, kas februārī plānots arī beidzot kaut kāds runātājs, kas ārpus Latvijas, lai varētu būt interesantāks saturs un to precīzi varētu pateikt nedaudz vēlāk par to, kad Līga varētu pateikt tieši šo vārdu. Līga šodien nav palicis viens tik organizētājs, Anna saprot arī. Jā, ok, labi, šodien esmu viens. Un kāds šeit nesaprot Latvijas?
Ja šo jautājumu uzdot Latvijas, tad
es pārmēs pēc, es šodien gribētu arī parunāt Latvijas, nenogurdināt visu solzīto angološu. Respektīvi, tie, kas man nepazīst, mans vārds Viktorijs Gailums, es organizēju šos pasākumus. Šovakar mums ir patiesībā viens runātājs, tur gan ir divi kungi ierakstīti. Tas būs tas, kas runās. Stāsts būs par?
Stāsts būs par to, es domāju, tā ir diktācija, bet stāsts ir par to vairāk mēģinājums diskutēt par mēģinājums pamainīt šīs meetupa saturu un runāt par lietām, kas, teiksim, man Pēterim liekas aktuālas un arī padalīties pieredzē, tajā reālajā lauka pieredzē un runāt par lietām, kas really matters.
Ļoti labi doma, jo patiesībā no teorija tā netiks, jo vairāk mēs kaut kādas vietējās industrijas tos piemērs celsim ārā, jo patiesībā būtu lielākais pienesums. Tātad pašās beigās mums ir announcement daļa, tas kāds meklē kaut ko vai grib kaut ko paziņot. Starta projekta, introductions un tam līdzīgas lietas. Es šodien neesmu gatavs baigi daudz ko stāstīt, bet kurš nav dzirdējis par šo pasākumu? Neviens nav dzirdējis,
Kas jākurš nav?
Nē, kas, labi, principā jautājums bija, kurš ir dzirdējis, kurš neies.
Varbūt šo pajautāt, kurā vietā tajā radisam būtu, tas viss noteikti?
Tas ir ļoti labs jautājums, jo es šodien ieraudzīju šo mājaslapu, attiecīgi tur noteikti varētu izlasīt. Bet Līga šodien bērniem ārā no bērndārza, līdz to patiesībā viņi nevar atbildēt konkrēti, jo viņi ir viena organizatora, bet, faktiski tie, kas nodarbojās UIUX un User experience, tiem varētu būt patiesībā ļoti vērtīgi šis pasākums. Vienīgais biļets nav sākts tirgot. Mēģināju sarunāt grupai discount kodu, bet diemžēl tāda nedarbojas līdz to pagaidām. Tur būs pilns kostums, varbūt gribas uzņēmumu, to spēju kā nosponsorēt un apmaksāt, tas būtu tik labi. Tātad tas ir viens pasākums, ko es gribēju.
Grupā iemetīs info, bet kāds biļets? Meetup grupā, kad biļets pieejams.
26. janvārī.
Nē,
pasākums 26. biļets tie. Nē,
Kas ir tie cilvēki, kas ir apakšā tur?
Kas ir organizē?
Nē, kas ir pieteikušies, jā.
Es nezinu.
Pagājušā gada.
Tas viss liels noslēgums.
Cube Systems izskatās.
Nē, tad pats organizators Cube Systems, jā, viņi arī pagājuši.
Nē, visi tur nebija, tur kāda random cilvēki.
Nē, tie...
Tie mācēji, kas nav izņemta ārā.
Es domāju, ka te nebija tik daudz.
Nebija.
Bija Līga un vēl kaut kas.
Kad? Tur divās rindās.
Pirmajā mapā, sākuma mapā jūs logo.
Uz logo sākuma.
Kas tur parādās?
Uz leju. Vēl.
Speakeri.
Es nezinu, jautājums.
Viņiem var paskatīties.
Cube Systems, tie viņi, jā, tie Cube Systems.
Tie es iepriekš rezervētās biļetes, jā.
Tātad 400 biļetes nav, īstenībā ir 379.
Jā, pa lielu tur izstāst, ka Cube Systems. Jā. Diemžēl Līga nav šeit, lai varētu atbildēt šo jautājumu, tās izskatās. Līdz ar to. Jā. Tātad, cik jūs visu to zināt, es vairāk par to arī nestāstīšu. To, ko es varētu pastāstīt, to, ko jūs varbūt nezināt, ir tāda lieta, ka mums ir, zināms, janvāra grafiks faktiski. Šodien mēs esam mēnešu vidū. Šo ceturtdienu mums notiek Founder Co-Founder meetups, respektīvi, tur, kur mēs mēģinām izveidot Latvijā šo kustību, ka cilvēki nāk savām idejām pitcho un dabū un meklēt co-founderi. Nevis tikai tā kā investoriem pitcho, bet ļoti agrīnā stadijā. Respektīvi, manuprāt, šajā pasākumā vajadzētu būt miksam no visiem, no programmētājiem, dizaineriem, hakeriem, robotistiem un visiem pārējiem, kas šajos pārējos meetupos iekļaujās un biotehnoloģiski. Tie tīmi veidojās dažreiz ļoti interesanti. Tālāk nākošajā pirmdienā mums ir Bitcoin meetups šeit. Tas, kas varētu būt interesants tur, varbūt uz to laiku būs parādījies pirmais Bitcoin bankomāts Latvijā vienā kafejnīcā, kur mums varētu atvilkt cilvēki, kas nodarbojas ar šīm lietām. Drone meetups ir otrais pēc kārtas nākošs otrdien un mobila aplikācija. Uz mobila aplikāciju meetup mēs mēģināsim dabūt kaut kādas case study reāli, kā Latvijā cilvēki uzprogrammēšanu varētu pastāstīt savu pieredzi. Par projektiem. Kurš nav dzirdējis par šo? Nav, tātad esmu šoreiz pārsteigts, jā. Šis ir ļoti interesants projekts, viņš patiesībā nedaudz saistīts ar mūsu sponsoru, kas ir LGA. Jo pagājušajā gadā LGA izdomāja, ka Latvijas startupiem vajag vienot platformu. Respektīvi platformu, kas varētu būt vērsta uz iekšējo tirgu uz ārēju. Un tā parādījās šis te projekts, viņš ir kaut pusgadu jau tapis. Mājaslapa jau tagad ir, šis ir tas landing page, un redzēt labsoflatvija.com. Es mēģināju uzvērt mājas cilvēks no Aurumītei, kas pašlaik viņas veido. Es domāju, ka jūs esat dzirdējuši par šiem cilvēkiem. Un man likās, ka dizainis, sākumā mēs bijām visi uztraukšies, cik tas attiecās visiem startupiem. Es biju uztraucies nedaudz par to, kā tas izskatīsies. Šo Latvijas startup pasauli pārdot pasaulē, bet grafiskais dizains viss pārējais no pirmā atsūtēm likās, ka tur cilvēki tā nopietni piestrādāši, man tā kā viss patīk. Šī ir pirmais, ko var novērtēt, tā mājaslapa būs dzīve portāls sākot ar kaut kādu martu. Es mēģināšu Mairu uzaicināt uz šeit, lai viņš pastāst par savu pieredzi tieši kādā veidā, kāda izaicinājuma viņš šo portālu radot. To, ko viņi pašlaik ielikuši iekšā, ir šī infografika, kas arī man likās saprotami, pievilcīgi un visādā veidā interesanti. Noderīgi startupiem, kur var atrast tajā mājaslapā, kur jūs iesīsiet labsoflatvija. Tas man likās interesanti no dizaineru viedokļa pastāstīt cilvēkiem, kas interesējāt šo startupu kultūru Latvijā.
Vai tā lapa ir mājas tikai izstrādātājs un pasūta vai kā?
Jā, kaut kā tā.
Un tas mērķis ir tā kā konkrēti ar arkantus to veidoši?
Mēs, manuprāt, varbūt bišķi, es īsti nesapratu, kā viņi beigās to mērķi nofokusējuši. Kad būs gaisā, patiesībā varēs saprast. Bet, viņi kaut kas stipri līdzīgs varētu būt. Marka nosēs ātrāk, uz WordPress, te ir kaut kas nopietnāks, kā pielāgots vairāk strādāt, jo tu bija doma, ka taisīt datubāzi jau vairāk ar domu, ka tā kā es lūdzu, teiksim, lai mūsu tās vēlmes ņem vērā to meetup portāls, viss meetup saiti integrēt iekšā, lai mēs varētu vienā vietā redzēt, ka tie viss notikumi notiek Latvijā. Tādā ziņā, ka no Latvijā iemaldās kāds ārzemnieks, tad viņš iečiko tajā lapā un ierauga, ka tur kaut kas viss tīri, viss notiek. Tā iemās. Otrs tāds sekundārs notikums, kas man likās varētu būt interesants kādam. Beidzot ir tā vizualizējies augstākās izglītības apmācības kurs, kas varētu saukties lietotāju saskāres un pieredze dizains. Respektīvi šai grupai varētu, jā.
Kāpēc tur ir WordPress?
Tas ir labs jautājums. Es pastāstīšu, kā tas apraksts tapu. Ja. Faktiski tā doma radās vēsturiski patros filmu atpakaļ, kad Rīgā University bija plāns izveidot uzņēmējdarbības un tehnoloģiju, teiksim, apmācības programmas. Un, kad mēs īsti paši to nevarējām izdarīt, mēs gājām pie esošām universitātēm ar domu, ka esošās programmas varētu pārveidot, vai papildināt, neapkritēt no jauna. Un dīvainā kārtā pēc pusotru gadu, teiksim, šī visām peripētijām un sadarbības izpētēm esam 4 mūsu pašu universitātēm, VLU, RTU, RSU un tur ir visātrāk vizualizējās sadarbība ar Rīgas Stradeļu universitāti. Jo dīvainā kārtā šī medicīnas saistītā universitāte ir tomēr arī sociālajā, teiksim, šī fakultāte. Un tur esošā programma, kas saucās mazo vidēju uzņēmumu uzņēmējdarbību, kas tam līdzīgs. Un sapratu, ka īstenībā tas vairāk varētu tikai neiet. Bija doma pārtaisīt uz startup entrepreneurship. Tas ir liela daļa no tiem kursiem, ko mēs vizualizējam Latvijai, ka būtu nepieciešams, mēs esam dabūjuši iekšā. Viens no tiem, mums likās, ka svarīgi šiem tehnoloģiju startupiem. Principā mums nav skaidrs, bet īstenībā kas cilvēki būs tajā bakalaura kursā 20 gabalā, kas tiks uzņemti šajā septembrī. Vai 20 vai 40, jā.
Bija atzīst, kas pasniedz šo kursu?
Nav idejas. Vakāns ir brīvas, vakāns ir atvērts. Jo šī programma ir līdz galam izveidoties. Pēc timeframe varētu pateikt, ka šī programma, ja viņa veiksmīgi tiks akreditēta, ka šlaika izmāli tiek akreditēta un visādi.
Tā ir vesela programma vai studiju?
Tas ir esoša programma, kurā šis kurs esošā programmā, kur tiek atjaunot. Tur tāds gar perspektīvs.
Kāds ir kredītpunkti?
Es nemaldos, ka tie ir 4 CTS. Par šo modulu plānot kā tā.
Plāno sakrāt trūkstošo, lai dabūtu bakalauru? Tad ir...
Bet tas plāns, respektīvi, kāds mums veidojot šo programmu bija, no sākuma šī te skaistā nosaukuma, patiesībā gribējās likt daudz citas lietas, bet mēs sabraucām atpakaļ uz reālu Latvijas vidi, uz studentiem, kas uz reālo bakalauru, kas otrā kursā, un kas nav tehnoloģiem saistīts, jo mēs sapratām, ka viņiem jāmācīt daudz savādākas lietas nekā UIUX. Par to, ko mēs šeit runājam, tas varētu būt nedaudz viņiem sarežģīti. Mēs paturām filmu atpakaļ un ieliek iekšā tādas lietas kā prasmes, ko cilvēkam principā šī kursa beigās jāprot izdarīt. Tā apmēram ir uzskaitīts. Viņi nevar vienu mēnesi vai pusotru mēnesi nevar īsti paspēt iemācīt programmēt frontend. Tāds mērķis, ka būtu pārāk optimistisks cilvēkam. Puisam vai meitenē, teiksim, kas atnāca bakalauru mācīties. Man grūti iedomāties, ka varētu kodēt pēc mēneša. Līdz to mēs iedomājamies, ka vajadzētu iemācīties maz cilvēkam izveidot kaut kādu wireframe. Es īsti nezinu, ko viņam mācīt, kādā veidā šī programma, galvenie tie punkti uzlikt, ko mēs gribam redzēt rezultātus. Šī programma ies vaļā 15. gadā, bet šis kurs ir otrā kursā, tas ir 16. gads, principā mums gads laika izveidot. Tāpēc gribu pastāstīt, kaut kā palīdzēt un, jā.
Tieši kā prasīs, ka ir iespējas kaut kādos punktos ielausties un pateikt, kā to man darīt.
Pašlaik es domāju, ka noteikti, ka ir. Šie ir saturs un mērķis. Jā. Viņš tiks šim gadam, es saprotu, ka juridiski viņš tiks akreditēts, izmaiņot šādā redakcijā. Tas nav sīkāks izlīgs pašlaik. Līdz to mēs esam pašlaik diezgan atvērti to, kāds šis kurs varētu izskatīties tālāk. Viņš nav tikai tik vien, jo tur, ja skatīsies obligātās literatūras grāmatās, pārsvarā UX literatūra ir salikt iekšā, jo tur par WordPress programmēšanu īsti nezināju, ko akadēmiskā veidā tā ielikt iekšā.
Tur ļoti liela iespēja, ka to visu atšķirēt. Slikti pasniedzēju, slikti kursu saprot.
Man liekas, kuru par?
Tādā mirklī parādījās izaicinājums, ka tās daļas ir ļoti dažādas faktiski. Jo ir cilvēki, kas labi pārzina WordPress un cilvēki, kas labi pārzina UX, viņi nav vienādi. Un šī pasniedzēja vēl, kurš nav zināms līdz galam, jāspēj to angļu valodā. Jo tas apraksts ir latviski, bet viņš ir akreditācija latviski, īstenībā programma ir angliski.
Ok, to mēs būs atkrīt, jā?
Tad tu to challenge, jā, līdz to. Tas rezervistu rindiņi palika īsāk. Es ceru, ka mēs kaut kādu spēsim vai šajā grupā vai kaut kur atrast cilvēku, kas būs spējīgs man pārskatīt no šeit sēdošiem, kas varētu mums daļu no šī kursa novadīt, varbūt nevis kā pasniedzēji, bet kā bīslektori vai kaut kā tam līdzīgi. Tur kaut kāds daļas, kas nāk ārā no skopu, tā īsti. Mums ir daži cilvēki, kas tāšos WordPress ir iepraktizējušies.
Īsumā man bija tieši tāds ekadēs apstos un patīk tas virziens, kad tiek pasācīts vispār lietām šurtur apkārt, lai tagad tas mazā vidējā uzņēmuma dibinātājs, veidotājs, pie stūras esošais cilvēks nesāk taisīt kaut kādu pilnīgu sūdu Azazanā vai vēl kaut kur nevar.
Man liekas, doma iedot kaut kādu vispārējo zināšanu daudzumu, lai viņš varētu izvērtēt, kā strunāt ar dizaineru vai programmētāju, ko viņam vajag. Jo pašlaik, teiksim, es savā dzīvē ļoti bieži ar savā uzņēmējdarbībās uzdomos, ka mums nāk request par mobilo aplikāciju izstrādāt. Es gribu aplikāciju, cik viņi varētu maksāt. Tas tāds festivālisks jautājums.
10,000!
Bet tur nav jautājums arī par ko es stāstu, ko es gribu. Ja, jo šie uzņēmēji nav spējuši, viņi saka, tā kā līdzīgi kā Fārsura, bet ne tā, bet bišķi savādāk, jāpieņems, tas vienīgi pateikt. Tā kā viņam iemācīt, tā doma iemācīt wireframingot, vai kaut kādas pāris elementāras lietas, lai viņš varētu savu to vēlmi nodot līdz izpildītājiem, kā darba uzdevumiem. Līdz to es varbūt informēšu, kā mums iet tālāk ar šo programmas izstrādi, bet vajadzēja kaut kādu palīdzības lielāko prieku gribētu atrast šajā grupā cilvēkus, kas ir advancētākie, manuprāt, pašlaik Latvijā šajā virzienā, lai palīdzētu šo programmu izveidot. Ne tikai priekš strādāņiem, bet viņi varētu mācīt citās universitātēs. Tāds ir liels mērķis. Sponsoriem, jā, Rīghead University, es domāju, ka tos neatkārtošos Microsoft, ja jums vajag Microsoft Software licenci, jūs droši pieteikt savu startu šajā programmācijā jums, kas ir brīvi. Latvijas garantija aģentūrai paldies par pārtiku un visu pārējo. Mils ir par telpām, Cube Systems, Speaker Accommodation. Es saku, nākošajā gadā mums nosponsorēs kāds ārzemju speakeru uzstāšanos. Jums tāds saruna bija. Tas ar īstenībā īstenībā viss. Un tagad es varu dot Kārlim brīdu. Tālākai runai. Jā.
Es īsti pieteikšu Kārli. Mani sauc Pēters, mēs ar Kārli strādājam kopā. Kārlis stāstīs angliski. Tas viss šodienas pasākuma mērķis ir runāt ar jums par UX izaicinājumiem. Varētu gadīties tā, ka tie izaicinājumi sākās pie kaut kāda noteikta apjoma. Mēs paši pēdējā gada laikā esam maz gulējuši, daudz darījuši lietas. Tā rezultātā mēs esam taisījuši vienai ļoti lielai augstskolai informācijas arhitektūru. Kā rezultātā ir tikai tēlu intervijās tika pavadīts 35 stundas, tikai intervējot cilvēkus. Tas ir viens stāsts. Otrs stāsts, ko mēs esam pieredzējuši, kas ir liels un kur tās lielās UX izaicinājums sākās, ir lietotāju novērojumi un lietojamības, nevis lietojamības testi. Tas ir vēl viens interesants lauciņš, kad reāliem produktiem tu taisi nevis testēšanu, bet novērojumus. Ar random cilvēku, ne random cilvēkiem, bet cilvēkiem, kas tam nav gatavi. Un tur mēs sapratām, ka šis ir tas brīdis, kad lietas, par kurām raksta grāmatās vai kaut kādos top blogos, viņām ir nozīme. Un tā ir tā pieredze, ar kuru mēs vēlamies dalīties. Mēs šeit esam un vēlamies būt ļoti atklāti. Uz to arī aicinam jūs. Un tad tagad Kārlis, UX dizainers no Turnelvē.
Paldies. Okay. The topic for this speech will be the solving for X in UX. It means like in the algebra we solve for the X. Like it's the unknown, something we don't already know. And at first, there is need for disclaimer. The first, whether we in the theory, every project needs UX. Everybody who works with UX knows that, in Brooks, that you need UX process for small projects and big. But in reality, it really depends on the project scope and the project scale. For example, how many of you are professionally working every day with as a UX designer? Okay. And how much of you have done something from the UX field, like scope? Someone other from the first time? Okay. And why I ask this? Yeah?
varbūt mēs sākām latviski,
The only one maybe. I'm maybe the only foreigner, I don't know. So, of course, for me, English would be nicer, but it's
Okay.
Latvian doesn't matter.
Do I speak, is my English not so good? Or, yes.
If you think you can't get the thought across in English, you can repeat in Latvian.
What?
If you can't get your thought across in English, you can just say it in Latvian.
Okay. And the second thing I asked, what is your role like? Are you working as a professional UX designer or not? And these questions are really important because there is a process for user experience. And I'd like to ask you a question. What is in this picture?
Connect the dots.
What?
Connect the dots.
No, but if you connect the dots, what is there?
Pressure.
What?
Pressure.
Okay. And how you can know this? How you can know this?
Imagination.
What?
Imagination.
Okay, imagination, connecting the dots. Okay. Because when we talked about how we can speak about these, what are these X's in the UX process, that was the most, the best metaphor to describe the user experience process is the connected dots. And the main problem is user experience designer is not connecting the dots. Our job is to put the dots on the board and draw a numbers between them. Because this is really simple picture and everyone can understand that this is a fish. But in real life it's unrealistic. And real projects are much more complex than this. This could be like a normal user experience project. What is in this picture?
The man is running.
Superman
doing
the
ballet.
bicycle.
Okay, bicycle, man running.
Superman doing ballet.
Superman doing ballet. Okay. What is missing for us to know what is in this picture?
Numbers.
Need
The
more
relation
visualization.
between dots.
Relation and numbers. For our metaphor, numbers would be enough for me to give this picture to developer, and he could connect these all that and see what's the picture. Because the picture it is like a project we are building. and numbers are like sequence of these actions. Because it's important that you connect these dots in the order noteiktā kārtībā.
Or in the strict order.
Yes, the strict order to really see what's in there. Okay, and the main thing is when you in the user experience job, when you see this, you start to look for inspiration. You are taking your coffee mug and walking around and how can I solve this? And what's the worst thing with inspiration? When you seek for inspiration, I believe you are wrong. In the user experience process, you are wrong if you seek for inspiration. You should seek for insights or information. But inspiration is I need some random input to guess how end user would like this to be. Do you agree?
That's a good point.
And then something like this starts to happen. This was a picture when I started to work as a UX designer. I have heard several user personas or wireframes and user observations, card sorting. And then you learn about this and you starting to create some sequences, like after this comes this. But the problem here is like, who can right now tell what is in this picture?
Missing numbers.
Okay, I think the problem.
Numbers and dots. Numbers and dots.
Or is it part missing?
Green background.
And this will be the main thing we are speaking about. Now from the real stuff, these dots from our experience, like dots we have tried to connect and had some problems to connect. Like Peter said, it's more like to start discussion about this, because we work as UX designers, and like the biggest problem is sometimes like you get to the point where like lynda.com or books or something else doesn't work. And the reasons are like it's a local scope sometimes, because sometimes for the like most information about user experience is in English, and like we are not and in Latvia, we are mostly designing, like, if it's not international scope, we are designing for Latvian language, and there will be no questions in user experience information in English about how to do localization and stuff like that. And, okay, about these dots. The first problem is persona to prototype. Do you know what is persona? And what is prototype? Who can explain the right way? Like, do you need only persona to start to build a prototype? What is your experience?
What? This is the time for the input from the crowd.
Again?
Okay, this is the time for the input from the crowd.
Yes. Okay, if I'm asking you, like asking a question, it's the question. I'm sorry if it doesn't sound like it. Right? Okay, it's time for interaction with crowd. Okay, what is your experience? Is it enough with personas to build a prototype?
It depends.
Okay, it depends.
Before we had UX meetings, I think nobody was prototyping with personas. So how did we do it?
You prototype personas?
Huh?
Do you prototype personas or
No,
personas by
persona.
prototypes?
Like you said before this meeting.
No, before we had UX meetings and we talked about personas, before we knew about personas, how did we build prototypes?
From Genius Design.
Yeah, so we were geniuses and now, we just created personas.
We thought we were geniuses and now we know we're dumbasses.
Yeah. So important is that, no, personas is just a part of a big
Okay.
project.
Is personas before prototype or no?
Again, it depends what's the prototype.
Okay. Before wireframe?
I think MVP is that what you go into persona to develop the persona.
You can also like build the final product and then like, who could use this? And then you go to the persona and target it, and then use marketing to target to the persona. It depends on the project goals. It depends. Like so many depends.
So you build your MVP and so your prototype, and then you approach a potential customer, or whoever it is, and then you develop on that feedback, you develop the persona. You can't develop a persona without an input, without any actual data.
If you're a startup, then the reason to build a startup is you see a problem that needs to be solved, or either it's been solved like incompletely in the past, so you just know there's a better way. So you have the experience of other people who have failed or have been moderately successful. So you just look at their crowd and you just understand those.
Because it's like in the theory, like we have many models. You can build a prototype without personas. We are like creating personas, and then based on that, we are creating prototype. Because we are like developing not one project, but like we are doing your user experience for many like projects. Like we are like agency, and that could be the difference between these two. Right. One big difference between these two models, because when you're like in an agency mode, like or in the agency scope, you need to develop really fast and antarsaskaņot. To agree on this really fast. And it's easier to agree on personas and then prototype than this. And the problem is, problem I experience is I have personas and I need to build a prototype. And personas have needs. And prototypes are actually fields of information. And it was really hard to understand how can you translate these needs. Like, is it a picture or like article or one sentence paragraph or anything? And then the solution we came like we had we came to is content inventory based on user needs. Do everyone know what's content inventory? Okay, he's actually someone who feels bored right now. Es ar lietotni Latvijas kas šobrīd jūtas garlaikots. Okay, labi. Man viss arī saprast. Okay. This is the model like we tried like you have persona needs, then you like sit and write in the sticky notes like user needs like for example
Redzēt meiteņu bildes.
Tad bija jau risinājums, bet redzēt meitenes. To see girls in web.
Need to drink.
Pastāst to fonu un izstāst projektu, pastāst fonu. Izstāst vienu tēlu. Ekskluzīvu ballīte un izstāst tās vajadzības.
Okay. User needs, for example, can be like to see exclusivity, the fancy feeling, and privacy, to see or people from his social level, and like that. And then you communicate with your team members and like add like I think this privacy could be for example how could you what type of content will be if I need privacy, what type of content it would be?
Private.
What?
Private.
Is it a text or image?
Maybe your secret image.
It's like icon with text and one icon big and one sentence with text. This is information about your party is very sensitive for us and it's very private. And privacy we explain with one icon and one sentence of text. Okay, next next person.
Next item is like to see someone from my social level. How I as a user can be sure about this. Like there is someone like rich and famous. What content it will be?
An image?
What?
An image?
What?
Image?
Okay, image. That's one. Does it could it be only image or image with text or?
Yeah, the heading, the title.
Okay.
And what is in this image? Describe this image.
Yeah. Describe this image.
Person, environment.
Okay.
Yeah.
But okay, and why this is important? Then when you do this list, you have some you have a list of assets you can just prototype and test, because you can test need of privacy as a user need, but you can test like one sentence about privacy. Okay, it really doesn't work for the user. Okay, then we don't do it this and that way. Okay, maybe some other questions, or are we moving to the next? Yes.
I have one beef with personas. So, again, it depends on the product that you make, but if you build a large-scale product that will be used by like, I don't know, tens of thousands of people, then you get into a dilemma, because users are so different that their needs can overlap, the needs can be completely different. Like, one persona type needs this kind of functionality. Oh, again, the one thing I want to say about personas, when I create personas, I don't look at the, like, I try to look less in the person's like life, or who lives his life. I try to look from the functionality that the person needs. So I build, I call them technical personas. Some sort of type of person, the functionality he needs, or making many of them. And the problem with this is they're contradictory. One person needs this, other person needs this, and the person in the middle doesn't need any of it.
From our experience, like what would I do? I think it's that will be the time when I speak with the business owner, if I have an opportunity, and ask like which. Usually we ask like, how can you order the personas in order of importance, or are we focusing more on this or more on this? Because like the main idea of personas is to build something for specific use, and you can build the project for everyone. I think it will need like 7 billion.
You need to prioritize who is your key audience.
What?
You need to prioritize who is your key audience. You need to understand that. You don't want to like be friendly to everyone, because everyone won't like you. If you're friendly to your key audience, the biggest group, then you're better off than like being in love with everyone. Sorry, answer my question.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Maybe we can move to the. Feel free to eat pizza, okay, if you want, because I see like I'm right now I'm a little bit confused what is happening right now. The next question we came to is what to sort in a card sorting. Have anyone done card sorting? Let's see. Okay, like did the card sorting person, right? What is the items that you sort?
Sections, functionality.
Okay.
Parts of the web sections. Functionality.
Yeah.
It's like VBS or breakdown structure sometimes. Same like navigation, digital and linking with cards, sorting, just navigation structure.
Yes. Do you sort like exact pages?
Yeah, kind of. And with some functionality, but what's going to be
This, okay. Because the question for us, like, why we want to speak about this, is like, do we sort pages? Do we sort functionalities, needs, and there's also like there's also lots of questions like if you redesign the site, do you sort the old pages or the new pages?
You need to think about old pages too. So
What?
both of them.
Okay, how you can like you have old version of this page and new version of this page.
You have some research, maybe there is really good, I don't know, rank in SEO or something else. You need to think about that, maybe in navigation name. I don't know, I'm just now thinking, but you can't like just make a new navigation from the beginning. You need to think about it. Oldest one, what is problems in old navigation or something like that.
Mm-hmm. And your experience, maybe you can.
Usually gave the users cards with section names, and some cards was with functionality names, and the user just took cards which they those cards what they needed, and the others was on the side. They after that they explained why they did it. So functionality also was there, and if something wasn't clear, they also explained.
Mm-hmm.
We got the feedback about all the structure, about all sections, so what they think, what will be in this section, so they making some decisions.
Okay. How many cards can you sort? How many cards can you give the user to sort?
There was a very lot of cards.
How long? How much?
About 40, 50.
Okay.
The maximum is believed to be 150, which I don't believe. But then another study said that maximum is up to 100. The optimal is about 70, 90.
And this is the problem we experience, because when you have like things to sort that is over this 100 or like it's 200s, what do you do? What do you do then?
Prioritize.
What?
Prioritize.
How?
Well, if you have more than 100, that is too much. A person cannot bear that much information. Well, maybe it's really needed. Then you talk to the project owners or the people who know best. They can tell you, oh yeah, there's usually the situation. Oh yeah, we don't need this. We don't like update this like ever. We don't really need it. And if you talk from this person to the project managers or the client, then they'll drop off like a lot of things just like that. Because all the old stuff doesn't really need to be included in the new stuff.
But maybe sometimes old stuff is really important because you have some, I don't know, domain authority or something because of those sites. You need to think like you need to check those pages. You really want to drop them off. There is, I think, two sides.
But usually the thing is with the old content which is still needed is usually misplaced. It's not.
Yeah, it's
great.
with Reddit or something else.
Yeah, it's really really like hidden somewhere. Or it's like the navigation to it is made difficult, or the content itself is shown in a completely strange way. So you can optimize by talking to the client, you can optimize the old content if it's needed.
Okay, any other like view or are we moving next? Next. Okay. It is going too slow for you. You're really silent and you like.
You guys are talking. It's okay.
Do you want us to cheer you after each slide?
What?
Do you want us to cheer you after each slide?
Applaud.
No. That's what, not my goal. My goal is like, if you don't, if you are not check if you're not sleeping.
No.
Okay. The one that it's like it's not really like culture thing and personas are really UX problems. But there are some problems with the user experience, which is what I mentioned, international scope and local context. Right now, we are like experiencing it in the full in the full scope. Like everything's like in the project right now. Like we are experiencing it because it's hard to like understand from the literature. What do you need? How do you design? Kā tu dizainē latviskās lapas un vai viņas tiek dizainē? How do you design pages in English for Latvian sites? And what is the user experience process? Because the question is this the same page? Do you understand the question?
Mm-hmm.
This is the same page, is it a variational page, or is it the fully new user experience process? Does anyone have experience with this, or like thoughts and, okay?
The budget always says it's the same page.
This is the biggest real world problem. But how it should be?
Different.
Like fully different user experience
Again,
process.
it depends. Because it depends on the content and how you structure it. And if the content is so specific to each language that you need to take in consideration the cultural differences. I can't really, like, I don't know, what would be, for example, like Microsoft, they have a really huge FAQ section, and they have a really huge support portal, like it's like bigger than one of our biggest web pages in Latvia. And they really do not prioritize. They do not make different content for Latvian and different for English, or Indian, or Spanish, or whatever, Chinese. It's all the same structure, just different languages. It works for them, I guess. I hate that support.
They don't think about it.
Anyone else who have experience in the international, like, first questions about localization?
Does anyone know any examples of where someone has done a completely different page?
For Chinese market, Iranian, Persian language, right? So you're flipping everything upside down, and that creates totally different user experience. Because you have, this is the comment I wanted to make. Most of people that would be designing websites would be familiar with the local mentality and local personas, etc. So I can't ask you to actually design a website for Chinese market or Persian or Iranian market, right? Because you don't know those people. So will I be able to find the skilled people in Iran who will at the same time design my website for that market while you do that? If I'm doing a redesign or something. Right? So I will have to compromise with the fact that you are here and you don't know that market.
Or there is no car.
Yeah, there's no. Like, what does a red color mean in China for a button? It means go, it means green, it goes up. It's actually inverted, right? So green is here go, and green is here continue. And the same goes with red in China. So when the stock goes up, it's red instead of green. So things like these, you don't know. So I can't expect you to design my Chinese website.
But what would work better, to hire like user experience designer from China, for example, or to user experience designer who works in Latvia, who like interviews and like does user research with
Chinese people.
Chinese people?
It wouldn't work,
why?
because you don't speak Chinese.
Okay, better point.
That is it.
Yes.
I think it's going to be cheaper to find some people in this country. Maybe, I don't know.
Actually, good point.
Right with that.
Okay. And okay, this is the one thing we with Peters like to argue about sometimes. Like, is it HTML versus picture prototype? And it's also one of the dots we right now like we have direction, but we are not really being planned. Yes. Which one is better? What is your experience like? Okay.
So, when you use balsamic mockups and you make the prototype, which is interactive, you come across people who try to use double click for a web page. People who use the desktop mentality on the web. So in this case, it makes it breaks the prototype. Just like make it clear, because they double click and the prototype loads and it loads something again, because there's like in the same space there's a completely different button and the person feels lost, confused, what the hell is going on, doesn't understand. When you use an HTML prototype, this sort of goes away, but not completely, because there's a response when you click. The button changes color if you go in high fidelity with the prototype HTML. It's like using a real web page, and they sort of over time, like not in 5 minutes, but in 15 minutes, get accustomed to need only click once. But in the picture prototype, they don't learn.
Mm-hmm.
And people tend to click everywhere. They don't care where the button. They tend to like, oh, this is white space. It must be clickable. And that's the thing with picture prototypes, that it depends on what program you use. Not every picture prototype tool you can like make specific the boxes for click. And if you make them, they still can go out of like the area. It depends on the tool, of course. So HTML like makes it feel more real.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe after that you can use this HTML prototype to make a backend for the system. Somehow.
Because this is a really important argument. Like in the business, like in the theory, okay, you just do the prototype and then you throw it out. In the business, you like activity is one of the key goals. And I have heard like arguments about HTML prototypes because they are better because they are really usable in the project process.
Somebody else can talk.
I think both in that sense. You start with a picture prototype for the very first sketches, and then you find out the way you can make HTML, because HTML is much more effort and takes time to make it. So first step, then the second.
Yes.
Okay.
The problem with HTML prototypes is that they take time to build. They take resources, and if you have a really like client, then you can do it. In real life, there are alternatives like InVision, where you just upload pictures, make the hotspots that are clickable, and take them to another like picture. This works best if you are low on time, if you are low on resources, and you don't want to like throw everything you coded like in the garbage, because that's usually what happens after user testing. You create something that you think is amazing, you go with a lot of excitement to the user, and just just check out this amazing product. And they're like, why doesn't this work? This is crap. Why isn't that there? It doesn't make any sense. And you're like, you're sleeping. It's really like, how can you not get it? Like, then you have to like adjust when you do more user tests to just figure out, yeah, they don't think like I do, which is like because they are not designers, they're not UX people, they are not embedded in processes. So you're like, I need to make it stupid. Oh, God damn it again, and then you just need to throw out most of the work you have done. You need to redraw everything. So if you have time for that, awesome, make HTML prototypes. If you don't have time for that, use InVision.
Okay.
Sorry, a comment, if I may. It depends on the stage of your development, actually.
Also.
It really does, because who knows me or not, we have a SaaS company, and we do platform for marketing, and we actually prototype in HTML. We're actually in a pretty much in production environment. I'm sitting right next to the developer, and I'm saying, like, this doesn't work, this doesn't move right, this doesn't click right, just move it around, just change the color, just do things like that. And inside the real environment, I'm actually testing prototype. So that, but of course, so I have already the platform, so I'm just building, adding new stuff, or changing stuff around. So this real-time prototyping works for me.
But aren't you afraid of confusing users? For example,
I'm the user at that point, so I'm actually.
Is it like?
I'm designer and I have a developer right next to me. So that's.
But is it live?
No, of course not.
Oh, okay. That answers my question.
I'm not playing with the line.
No, that was kind of why I asked.
No one does. How you create prototype for a responsive website?
What? How do you create responsive prototypes? Like, you need to prototype like mobile and not mobile and desktop, but you need to prototype the mobile like responsive website.
You can use, I don't know, some framework, maybe Bootstrap, Foundation, to minimal viable product maybe.
Actually, I would suggest one. Fruit.
Yeah.
Very soon for prototype.
But I think how you will test it and how you will measure it. Like you can do it with I don't know, to just video capture or something.
I think one thing you have to ask yourself. There are many questions which I don't have answers. When you give a person, because you can't test web prototype and mobile prototype at the same time, because that's not how the world works. If you have users, you have to decide. Do you give one user the web prototype and the mobile prototype, or those are separate users? You can't test them both. You can't use one user both, because if you give the web first, he will already sort of know what's going on. When you give him the mobile prototype, if you go differently, then it's actually easier to the person learns faster out of the mobile experience, because it's so compact. And when he sees the web, he sees like everything. So there's less friction. So the question I think we should like try to answer is not how do you like make or test responsive prototype, but how do you test them?
Maybe I should, like, I would like to change a bit. Of course, you don't test both versions at once. Like, there will be, like, I believe there will be no scenario when the user, like, on the Mozilla, does Ctrl-Shift-M, switches to the mobile version. But when you're building this prototype, it's a question of efficiency. Like for picture prototype, it's a question of how do you really prototype this, because it's impossible in a fixed picture. With the HTML, it's a lot easier.
I think UXPin has answered to this.
What?
The tool UXPin.
UXPin.
I don't know how to pronounce it correctly. I think they have responsive prototyping. they move really fast for trends. They have material design elements in the tool. They have the iOS 8 thingies in there. They're like moving with the thing. And, they do something similar, like there's MailChimp with their email campaigns. When you make a normal campaign, they show the mobile version. You can choose what it will look like on mobile. So I think the most advanced tools which you have to pay for do this automatically. You just need to okay, this is not how I want it. You just need to move it differently. But it's not about how you make it, because making it is quite easy. The testing part, that's the hard part here. Yeah, and also, how do you compare the web data with the mobile data you get from the users? Do you you can't just okay, this task on the web browser check, mobile browser fail. It doesn't mean that the person failed the test. It can mean something different. Maybe it was the user's fault because he doesn't know mobile, or it was maybe the flow's fault because it was hidden somewhere else and wasn't as easy to do. That's also that. So there are a lot of questions in my mind which I don't understand about testing responsive prototypes, because I haven't done it before, so I'm just theorizing how it can be. And I think it's a good cluster plug.
This question should be in the next slide, because the main idea is but I should explain that we are not we know some of these answers, but the main idea is to stimulate talking about this, because I will tell you about it in further slide, but the main problem for me in these meetups is I have a really little usable content for my everyday life, and it's not like you did your work bad records, but it really I think it depends from all of us who work with that, and we need to discuss more, I believe.
Sure, we do.
I think it depends on the format of this event, because up till now it's been there are two presentations, with each, and then there are questions, and then people give announcements. We're not, and the only socializing and trying to fix some kind of problems or something like that is when we drink and speak after the event. So maybe we could of course it needs to have our participation in which we are failing not at the moment, but in general we're failing at contributing to this meeting. And if we could send in some design problems from our experience or that we have found on the web, and then make a block, 20-minute or half-hour block, to just discussing some kind of issues we have found or some kind of interesting new design things that we have found. We start dribble, we look on different kind of sites to get inspiration. I think this is something that needs to be added to this meetup. It's not only educational, theoretical, we have really good speakers in the past, but it's also about the practical.
Workshops.
Yeah, we could make half-an-hour workshops every time, but we would need to contribute ourselves to this, because if we don't contribute, we don't add in design problems or UX problems, because they can be from out of this world, from America or from other countries, or it can be from our experience. We find, okay, I have this issue, let's discuss it, let's try to solve it. And so this is the thing I think you're trying to get across today, that we have a lack of discussion.
Who would like to be the leaders, participate in events like that? Okay. Okay. I think it's a issue. We need to stop because it's a main problem. Like when you work in this field, there is a lack of information. You can read lots of blogs. There are lots of problems, but like this guy like does on Alinda.com the course, and there's tiny bit he just jumps over the thing I really right now want to know. How do you do this? And this is okay. Maybe you have some other questions, like other problems, or
I want to add to the previous one. The format we have already, it's really good because we can learn from different people's experiences. But the thing is that the information is like, it's sort of philosophical. No, I forgot how to spell the word. It's more based in philosophies. It's a way of thinking. But if we are in the field, we are reading about this. We are reading about the way of thinking from other experts that are in this field. And we're watching TED Talks, we're watching 99U Talks, we're watching like all of this kind of talks, which just go over the way of thinking and the way to work. I think what we're lacking, and what the internet is lacking, because I haven't found a source where I could like, there are like this is a problem. This is how this is a problem. Boom. This is how you fix it.
Stack Overflow. Ask a question. Ask a favor.
I hate the design of it, but like I think if we want to educate new UX and facilitate UX in Latvia, I think we still have to start with the practical, and less with the theoretical. Sorry.
Okay.
So I think that the 130-minute workshop would be like awesome.
Who
we
could
could have
be?
like one speaker, and the other part was like just practical, just solving problems.
We need just host or I don't know, leader for this workshop who's from the industry, who is daily using those tools and facing the problems, because I'm not that guy who's facing them every day, so probably I'm not could be the best moderator.
We need all to contribute, all of the people who are.
But at least we need one to select someone who could organize others. And it's a very hard task actually to ask somebody to participate in such activities beforehand. So you at least 1 week or 2 weeks before you need to remember everybody. Please send in your problems or questions or do something. It's really hard actually.
What would you think about that we change the responsible person for the workshop every month?
Yeah.
Like each month, different person can facilitate
rotation.
Yeah, that would take out the boredom of doing the same task each month to the one person, and other people who like, I'm the leader now. Do it.
Yeah, we'll do so.
I think I can do the first,
Oh.
the next.
Okay. It's good together.
okay. Thank you all for participation. There will be some like.
So what
is it?
Right now, it's like we talked about this. What is there?
It's Superman with tape.
Someone sitting at a
Oh,
computer.
no, man.
Someone sitting at a computer.
Not sitting.
It's a persona.
Interesting. Actually, this presentation doesn't show the right answer. because as I said earlier, the UX designer finishes at this point.
We can figure it out.
Yeah.
It's not letters there. It's not just numbers. What are the letters?
We need to write letters separately. It's different numbers. One is the
I
one.
believe I have the right answer.
She raises against. Oh.
because for this presentation, like I found this image, and I really I really need to know what is the, because if it's something really not something good,
Let's say
for example, some body parts or actually it's this picture.
That's a man running.
It's a man running.
And that's the first.
And you have the prize for the genius design. Because it was really good. I was surprised. Okay. The three things I need to discuss with you. I would like you to speak more, learn more, and share more. Speak within a team and speak within this meetup. We are all professionals, and I think we all will gain from this. Speak about what is unclear and uncertain and what is missing. The other thing, it's more about like how we do it, and for the starters, like there are two ways to learn about UX things. The first one is to zoom out. It's like a really big online courses, because it allows you to understand the full process, or it is books, because they are not focusing on like this one little detail, they're focusing on the whole process. And to zoom in, it's the articles or case studies. And the third one is like really important to share. Be proud and speak about your solutions, and be brave and speak about your problems. For example, at meetups and with other professionals. Okay. And right now is time for feedback. Like, if you don't measure it, then it doesn't happen. Like, I would like you to answer what was good in my presentation, what was bad, and what could be better. And I would like you to answer honestly. I will not cry, I promise. And Peters are giving like these pages. And you don't need to write your name on it. The main purpose why we're doing this, so the next time I could do better. Just everybody talking.
Quick question, are there any developers here?
So time for now.
Temperature sensors and movement sensors, and there are many other things that you can automate in your home. And it all can be done from one app. So this project is looking for a web developer. This project is looking for a web developer who can program the backend, who can program front end, who would be maybe interested in the devices themselves to hack them and to find new uses for them. And of course, we're going to gift one of the whole device complete to the developer. The device set to the developer that will come work for us. The project is interesting in itself, home automation, and you can do it like to your own home. You come work for us. And another thing that you get by working for us are all of the Drogium Group benefits, which include the gym membership, which include social benefits, healthcare. You can go to the pool. You can. It's a wonderful work environment. Free lunch, dude. So yeah, if you're interested, that's developed.
Where do I need to sign?
Sorry.
We will start tomorrow.
But web developer or iOS developer?
We need a web developer.
Why you need web developer?
Yeah. Why do you need to live? Why do you need a salary?
You are a mobile app.
It is a mobile app, but it's a web system.
Mm-hmm.
It has a backend. It works on PHP, MySQL, and some other technical things.
Why not now?
And the main thing is the app. The current app is okay. You can see it in the screenshot. And the new app that we're developing will be like huge, really great. But we need a developer who could like manage the system, work with the API, and code front end and manage the back end. So if anyone knows anyone who wants a really awesome job with a really awesome product, because in the long run this wouldn't be the only project that the web developer could work on. We have like 16 other startups that also everyone wants a programmer. So in the long run, you could be able to shift to different projects. Yeah. Any questions?
Is this application using some sort of middleware for mobile applications?
What?
Middleware.
Middleware?
Yeah.
No, we code everything ourselves, and we need a programmer.
Phone gap, or that's this. What do you say?
This is the app. You won't see it, and
It's not native actually. It's using.
this is a native app.
Currently we have native apps.
Yeah.
Okay. You would like to switch from native app to some web application?
No, we have a web application because you can use the system either from your phone, either from the web browser. You have the option. We have an Android and an iOS app.
Okay.
And we are designing the new system. We're beefing it up. We're making it better, more functional, more usable.
All applications should work with this new system?
No,
This is an application.
no, that's not.
So
If the developer comes and he says that is crap, awesome. It's like if you know how to do it better, go right ahead. You have all our blessing.
I think you come to this decision because something went bad with development before. You got some kind of stuck in some kind of problems now.
No. You just the developer we had currently didn't fulfill all of the requirements. He wasn't as good as he said he
It
was.
seems like one project, like one star project, superstar, who is calling everything on the system.
No, you would have support from all of the other programmers that are in the draw game group. You will have like support from me. You will have support from your direct manager, and then you will be with other developers. They will be around you.
What's the history for this application of hardware one? How they did come out?
One of the draw game group, Dibinatais, he was like tired, just like manually control all of the heaters. So he was like, I can.
Yeah, 2010, I think it's first iPhone developer bash event we organized, and Thomas that time showed the first application he made by himself.
Yeah. And the problem is the application that was presented then is still active today. So But
what sort of hardware you use for? It's probably not very easy for designer, but you manufacture hardware for yourself, or
we manufacture everything ourselves. We do everything ourselves, except the microchips. Yeah, the things that you put on the heaters, they are from Siemens.
Siemens, and soon to be able, from Z-Wave and other companies as well.
So my core question, are you going to implement new smart meters from Altenergo as a system?
Again?
Are you going to implement smart meters, electricity meters from Altenergo, who is going to change in rooms? Because it's a huge problem for me to control my electricity, and if I have that for controlling my home or Easton or something like that, I expect to have some information. Because my heat, for example, is electricity, not in ground.
You actually can. There's this thing called multi-slide. I don't know what multi-slide is. And with this you can do basically anything.
You could switch it on or off.
Yeah.
But you could measure the amount you spent.
Yes, about how much electricity you're spending right now, for example. And drawing nice graphs about consumption during daytime or nighttime.
I can suggest you a device which does that and how to use it, but we currently do not sell it.
Yeah, we're like on the other side. We're like, what are your uses? How do you use this device? And if you configure it like to your needs, how does it help you save from your like normal, like if your heat is on 24/7, like 23 degrees, then with this app, when you're not home, you can just put it like into eco mode, or you just put the lower temperature, and in that time you have to spend less on the heating because the temperature is lower. You don't need to like heat it all up. And when you get home, you can automatically go to your comfort.
Just the last question about user interface of the system. Is it only app or web? It is web interface already. So how do you make after this? After attending those meetups, are you successful building the user interface for the system for keeping in mind all kind of user experience and other stuff?
Yeah, we're in the process of we're building the system wholly. We're creating a new app that will be more functional. We're creating the new web interface which will correspond with the app, and we need a developer to program it because it's
so you have designer or UIUX designer in team.
Yeah, we do designers. Yeah.
Okay. So you could exchange your experience in a couple of next week meetups. How did you handle the problems?
In the next few months, maybe. Because it depends if we can find a developer. Because I really like this product. It brings a lot of joy to many people, and I hope to make it like really great. So I can speak about the process behind it, because to make the app, it's really really hard, because there are so many user scenarios which you need to go through. There are the people who are calm, who use the app, like just turn and just regulate the temperature.
How much user scenarios do you have?
I think about 5 or 6 different scenarios how users use the app. Because there are a lot of there are the people who don't use the app. They just set it to one temperature and let it ride the whole time. There are the ones who make automatic schedules where I want this temperature at this time, this temperature at that time, and while I'm at work I don't want any, like 16 degrees, and when I get home I want 23 degrees. And there's the ones who do like this. There are people with houses who have like wine storage cellars. They have garages in which they don't need like the constant high temperature, so there are many different cases. And if we can get this project up and running, I would be happy to share the whole painful process of getting to where we are right now.
Cool. I'm happy to hear.
So I can leave my email, or you can get a business card from me.
Or you just okay, any more announcements for today? That's it. Okay, so thank you.
I would like to
Yes.
Es gribu paziņot, es esmu AUMIT art direktore, jūs jau redzējat website platēs.
Tātad šeit pārstāvs no ģenerāla uzņēmuma.
Tieši tā, jau
prieks celties kājās un teikt.
Jā, mēs meklējam web dizaineru mūsu komandā.
Kas web dizaineram jāprot?
Jāprot daudz.
Viņam jāprot programmēt?
Nē.
Okay.
Viņiem jāprot zīmēt lapas un vadoties no tehniskā dizaina, uztaisīt labu. Jā, jūs varat atrast, mēs atrodamies Brījāna iela, 9. Valdemāra pasāža, Paiglovas tautas, Nenes, Stresa.
Blakus lidojošiem robotiem, jā? Jā,
lidojošiem robotiem, Latviju.
Ērdenam, varbūt dzirdējums.
Baigi tāda radoša vide, daudz cilvēki.
Piens arī blakus jums.
Piens blakus.
Delīgs.
Tā kā,
jā, tur bija šī tas izkalkurēt draugiem vēl, vai? Viņiem ir principā tā kā lidost tuvāk.
Jā, mums nav jāmaksā prēdienu.
Un pastāvīgi.
Jā, jūs varat atrast kontaktu, jūs varat sūtīt taisno Facebook lapā vai
Auru uz pierakstīšu.
Jā. Auru.
Sorry for that. Kā bija tā pozīcija?
Web dizainers.
Ir vēl kāda paziņojuma? Ok, paldies tad par to, ka jūs atnākuši apmainīties domas. Es strādāsim noteikti nākošu reizi par workshop formātus. Man iespējams, es turēšu tev pie vārdu. Jā. Un tiekamies nākošajā, kas ir nākošais meetups plānots februārīs, pateikšu, kurā datumā, kas zināt, tur būs vismaz viens runātājs no konferences, ko mēs līdzi sagādāsim, kā tas var būt.
Es ceru, ka cik tēma kā organizēt.
Es vēl nezinu. Es ceru. Ok? Bet vēl var dzert es cepums runāties, un es nevaru šeit. Es labi. Okay, Stāsts,